The tragic story of Bill Cosby. Two of his children pass away too young. Bill Cosby is one man who has seen it all in the world of entertainment. However, his life away from the spotlight has been laced with various tragic events like losing a brother and two children. The past few months have not been a walk in the park for American stand-up comedian, actor, and author Bill Cosby. The entertainer has recently been in the news for several negative reasons. Nonetheless, Cosby made his fair contributions to the entertainment industry. However, born William Henry Cosby on July 12, 1937, the entertainer has not always had his life together. Bill Cosby's early life. As a young boy, Cosby did many menial jobs like shining shoes and working in a supermarket to raise funds to look after himself and his family. Although Cosby was hardworking, he had a talent for making people laugh effortlessly. He learned that putting smiles on people's faces could be a way to make new friends. While in high school, the comedian would tell stories and jokes to his classmates rather than focus on his studies. Eventually, his lack of interest in education led him to drop out and enroll in the U.S. Navy. The comedian's foray into entertainment. After serving his country for a short time, Cosby returned to school, but his time as a college student was short-lived. He dropped out of college to finally pursue his dream as a stand-up comedian. In 1963, he made his debut on The Tonight Show, which introduced him to a national audience. A few months later, he released his first album. Since his first album's release, he has won over 9 Grammys and sold over 10 million albums. Among the companies which hired him as a pitchman over the years are Ford, Coke, Mattel, Kodak, Del Monte, E.F. Hutton, White Owl Cigars, Jell-O, and the U.S. Census. Cosby also became the first black actor to star in a drama series in 1965 when he was cast in the espionage show I Spy. He earned 3 consecutive Best Actor Emmys for his role. The death of Bill Cosby's brother. The actor has enjoyed a career that has spanned many decades. However, he has been through his fair share of struggles, including the loss of loved ones. Cosby experienced the death of a family member for the first time when he was 8 years old. The Cosby Show star said goodbye to James, his brother, at that young age. James was only 6 years old and died from rheumatic fever. The tragic incident changed everything. According to the Spokesman Review, Cosby became the man of the house after his brother's passing. Years after the loss of his brother, Cosby faced another terrible plight no parent wishes for. 2 out of his 5 children, Ennis and Ensa, passed away. Who was Ennis? While Cosby made a name for himself as the funny father, Cliff Huxtable in The Cosby Show during the mid-1980s, Ennis was attending a boarding school in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, the George School, at the time. The boy excelled at sports and took part in track and field events, lacrosse in spring, basketball in the winter, and football in the fall. Although Ennis was good at sports, he struggled with his schoolwork, and Cosby's coworkers often heard him encouraging Ennis over the phone. Ennis' struggle in school was linked to dyslexia, which he eventually overcame to become a graduate of Columbia University. What happened to Ennis? Sadly, his life was cut short on January 16, 1997. Ennis was shot to death in what was described as a botched robbery. Police found Ennis' body lying next to his green Mercedes convertible on Skirball Center Drive. He had been shot by a white man, who a witness could not remember due to how badly shaken she was. According to the witness, Ennis struggled to change a flat tire in the dark and called her for help. While she sat in her car with the headlights on, a man tapped her window and flashed a gun. Terrified, she drove off but returned shortly after and found Ennis in a pool of his blood. The police spokesman revealed that while they suspected robbery, nothing was taken during the attack. They vowed to catch the perpetrator of the act, which they did. A 19-year-old Ukrainian immigrant, Mikhail Marhasiev was caught, and sentenced to life in prison. Ennis was described by many as a down-to-earth man. Cosby also told reporters outside his Manhattan apartment that his son was his hero. Bill Cosby loses another child. Cosby and his family were faced with another tragedy in 2018, following the death of the comedian's daughter Ensa. Ensa was known by many as a fierce woman. She was one of her father's strongest defenders, mostly during his trial period. She spoke up for Cosby when he was accused of sexual assault in 2017, noting that the allegations were horrific and her father was innocent. Sadly, approaching middle age, the 44-year-old yoga instructor started experiencing kidney problems. On February 23, 2018, she passed away suddenly from renal failure.